Unpopular opinion. Tenant-owned homes are riskier than park-owned homes. Yes, on this mid-month wisdom, I am going to make this argument. Should you be excited to buy a community over $200 under market rent? Paradoxically, you really shouldn't be. Here's why in story form. We own a property where we have welcomed over 60 new residents at $475 lot rent per month and have a waiting list for new entrants with around 10 inquiries per week from word of mouth alone for new homeowners. The property is a winner, and at $475, with the demand that we have, we may actually be under market. What about the original tenant-owned homes? Well, they're at $240 per month. Yes, about half of what we're achieving on new tenants without issue. In nearly a year, we have raised those original handful to $295. Around 25% are starting to really struggle to pay. Nearly every single one of those original tenant-owned homes came to the office to tell me to my face they did not like the increase. I had to explain to all of them myself what we had completed, what we had planned, and remind them of the over 60 new neighbors they have at $475. After spending the time with them face to face, those original few are fine for now. But will they make it with me on the journey to $475? What happens when it's time to raise rents from there? The problem with tenant-owned homes is that you do not have control. You cannot easily turn the base. That home doesn't belong to you. So if it's a dilapidated 60s or 70s model home and you want to bring in new homes at double the lot rent, how will you get these residents to comply with the new standards? So you're going to double their lot rent and ask them to reinvest in their home? Well, what if they leave? Thinking, oh, they'll just sell their home or move their home. Contradicts the tenant-owned homes are easier to manage argument, as you'll need to screen incoming new tenants, and infill is a lot more hands-on than one might think. Also, if they disappear in the middle of the night, you'll have to get an abandoned title before you demo the home or sell it off. As I have said previously, mom and pop value-add opportunities come from mismanagement, which largely includes a lack of proper screening. Do you want a community full of people that haven't been properly screened, might not be able to stomach a rent increase, and they own their own homes, stripping you of a lot of control? You might not actually want that at all. I see a lot of people paying premiums for all tenant-owned home communities. I've heard people say things like, I'll pay up for all tenant-owned homes because they're easier to manage. And that may be. If, however, you don't plan on cramming down $100 lot rent increases within a short period of time. If, however, you are prepared to replace homes or help people sell their homes and move out with pre-screened tenants moving in. Yes, in general, park-owned homes are more work and more risk, all things considered. But in this pay-up culture we face as cap rates compress, I really want to challenge the idea that original tenant-owned homes are simple, easy value add to achieve. Apartment syndicators can increase rents relatively quickly with strong marketing because the average turn per resident hovers around 18 months. So increasing rents by $100 or more per month in short order in theory should be reasonable. But tenant-owned homes turn in dramatically longer time periods. And depreciating mobile homes trap low-income earners who, by and large, may not be able to stomach large rental increases in short periods of time, if at all. Now, buying all park-owned homes and selling them off to achieve tenant-owned homes comes with risks and a lot of work too, so the point of this episode isn't to push you in any one direction, but rather, given what I've seen with the insane prices people are paying in this climate, I want to get you all thinking. How risky are in-place tenant-owned homes? Circling back to my property, I'll say we paid a premium for it. But with face-to-face time on site, proper licensing, and experience, we executed the business plan. But we will have some serious decisions to make and work to do with the handful of original tenant-owned homes one day. In short, we can slowly raise their rents and work with them over the years because nearly 90% of that property was park-owned home. But what if this was the opposite? What if we overpaid for all tenant-owned homes, thinking we could double their rents day one because the market was at or above $475? What if we didn't plan on being on site every day, grinding out operations ourselves because we assumed tenant-owned homes are easier to manage? And worse, what if we made the news? Or John Oliver, because at the end of the day, we missed a crucial assumption of, yes, the in-place tenant-owned homes can stomach a huge lot increase in a relatively short period of time. I'll tell you the answer. We would have failed. And we would have failed epically and quickly. And relatively speaking, we didn't overpay that much relative to comps. So think, listeners. Challenge your assumptions. Because if you start overpaying for properties, you may find tricks of the apartment trade don't translate to mobile home parks.